Somewhere in the world there lies a being who's being introduced to and taught philosophy. This being a completely new concept to him, he listens intently. The subject confused him greatly, as it was very different from all the others he had studied so far. But there was one thing he did understand: philosophy is everywhere and inevitable. He soon learned there is no one true way to do philosophy, that, in a sense, everyone's philosophy is unique. Many great minds had many different ways of interpreting the same subject. There were philosophies of life that focused on the self, the environment, the mind, the society, and even the meaninglessness of existence. This did not help this being's confusion. He thought to himself, if there are so many ways to interpret something, and none of them can be infallibly true, what is the point of philosophizing? Unbeknownst to him, by questioning such and thinking this way, he was already philosophizing himself. As he tried to understand more of philosophy, he discovered that one of philosophy's most important goals were to shift and change one's perspective and view of the world. He read and analyzed Plato's allegory of the cave and was in deep thought about its message. For the first time in his life, he questioned as if everything around him, his family, city, society, and entire world was not as it seemed. What if, just like the prisoners in the cave, he too had a false sense of reality? What even was reality? He was so immersed and intrigued by philosophical thought, he examined his surroundings and questioned them. That which ran through his mind now was, how do I know truth? And are there limits to questioning? Lucky for him, that was the next thing that was taught to him in his classes. Upon learning of the theories of truth and the philosophy of skepticism, he was eager to find the truth to his questions. He entered a cycle of skepticism and truth-searching for almost everything he saw. His friends and family were getting quite worried that he was thinking too much. After a while, he decided it best not to go overboard with philosophical interpretation, as he thought, philosophy must enlighten the mind, not torment it. Not long after, he was introduced to the concept of morality. While it was just as confusing and subjective as the previous discussions, there was a certain practicality in it. The knowledge and questions needed to live a morally good life was something he strongly felt was needed in his world. He thought that if humanity has risen above animals, we must act like it and follow a moral code. Thus, he formed his own personal ideas of good and evil. After some time, he learned of self-actualization, the peak fulfillment of one's life. To reach such would be an admirable goal for anyone. This brought him to study the philosophy of self-consciousness. Doing so taught him the ideals of equality, work, and relationships, something he felt made his life more positive. Now that he had decent general knowledge of philosophy, he felt that he was much wiser than he was before. But a question came into his mind. What do I do with all that I've learned? His learning and perspectives of morality suddenly felt like it only put abstract restrictions on his mind. He experienced a strange dread. But then he remembered, I am free, and I am condemned to be so. This led him to go on a journey throughout life. Using philosophical knowledge he gained, he exercised responsible freedom, and it made him learn more for years to come.